Hello, welcome to my channel, Lady D Psychic. This will be my video that I do every week where I look at the transits for the week. We do a card reading and we also do a channel for the week ahead as well. So, to all my new subscribers, hello and welcome to my channel. To Australia Day is coming up this week on the 26th of January, so it's Monday. So, happy Australia Day to all my Australians out there. Now, this week, it's a big week in astrology. We have a very big transit. So which I'll get to in a moment. So first of all, on the 23rd, so today, we have Mercury conjuncting Pluto. This week, it is all about Neptune and Pluto. We've got a lot of aspects happening to Pluto. Pluto being the ruler of the underworld, so it's very much about endings and new beginnings and transformation. But I find with Pluto is that it's a constant, like it's like change, like evolving. So, with it being conjunct with Mercury, it could be that you're ending communication with someone, or it could be that you're having to tell someone like there's some sort of like ending to something where maybe you're canceling an event, but there's other beginnings that are going to come with that, or other different plans that could come with that. It's all about something about where you're communicating to, or maybe you're thinking about, and it could be that you're cutting ties. We've just had Venus and Pluto together this past week. So again, we can see that in the media how we've had, like in Australia, the for just an example, the National Party breaking away from Liberal. Like they basically severed that. It's like an ending to a situation, but they're gonna they're starting again. So that's what the theme of this week is going to be. Plus with this Neptune transit too. So that's happening today. So you'll feel that over the weekend as well. And then we've got on also today, we've got Mars in sextile to Neptune. So with that, it can be a bit of a boost confidence and spirituality in the way that you're doing things, motivated to sort of like help yourself and to move you into where you want to go. It could also be about different planning aspects to that too, about how you're going to do things. But this is also about seeing through delusion and seeing through what's been holding you back as well with that transit. On also today, we have the Sun that's also conjuncting Pluto. So this is a very big transformative day. It's about you definitely cutting ties, ending with things, and then starting with new stuff, like new beginnings. Definitely coming up on the cards here. On the 28th, you've got then Mars and Pluto conjunction. That could be quite an angry transit, since Mars being anger, frustration, but it's also a strength. Pluto, the way that Pluto can sort of end things sometimes can be a bit like an eruption. So, and whenever you have Pluto in your first house, you are someone who has very big anger. So putting these two together energies can be quite explosive. I wouldn't be surprised if some big explosion somewhere in the world, or something erupts, or there's someone who loses their crap basically with that transit. So that will be next Wednesday for that one. And we then have on the 29th, we have another conjunction of Mercury and Venus. So that's going to be, you're going to be thinking a lot about finances. You're going to be thinking a lot about relationships as well. You might be seeing different people. You could definitely be also meeting new people with that transit. It could be romantic as well, but also could be looking at financial business aspects too. Now, we've also got planets moving signs this week. We have on the 23rd, so today, Mars is going to be moving from Capricorn into Aquarius energy. So, Mars in Aquarius, doesn't want to be trapped, wants to be free, because Aquarians want to be free. So, it's very much, you might be motivated to be like looking at your freedoms, looking at speaking up, looking at being social as well, looking at being different, unusual, but not want to be held back. So we have that happening today. Then we have the big transit of the week on the 27th. So we're looking at Tuesday. We are going to have Neptune. I'm so good, blessed. I'm so happy for this transit. We are having Neptune moving into Aries. So it has been in Pisces since 2011. So this has been, I'm very excited for this transit. This is where Neptune, it does rule dissolve, but also rules delusion. It also covers spirituality as well. So spirituality is going to be changing. It's also, it can be a bit like victimhood, but also compassion, confusion, and mass like consciousness. So being in Pisces, where it has been since 2011, so it's like the boundaries being very blurred, like very, it's no boundaries that people have, people being over empathetic to other people. There has been a lot of crazy things and not much common sense going on around the world with certain things that have happened to. Over emotional for the collective, there has been big things with mental health. Addictions has been like a big thing. Even way spirituality has been with like the whole crystals and the manifestation and what you put out there, you're going to get back. Very much Neptune and Pisces belief. We're going to move away from that, moving into different things. So when we've also, because even like what's also happened here as well, we've had like people's opinions and like every people other facts of things. Um, Compassion versus enabling. It's been a roller coaster, especially last few years with this transit. Because as it's gone through the sign of Pisces, it's just gotten stronger and stronger and stronger. So with that moving into Aries, so you're going to be moving away from the wokeness. We're going to move away from the sort of the left-leaning agenda. So it is definitely um, moving away from that. I'm going to do a whole podcast on this because there's a lot that can be said about this transit, where we've been and where we're going to go. So because this video, I don't want to make it too long. Um, but there's definitely been illusions and just craziness, and not a reality. So when it goes into Aries, it's going. So it actually went in there a little bit of last year, but now it's going to be in there till 2039. So what's coming up with that? It's about with Aries, about your identity, your courage, your action, conflict. So it's like war energy. Also like being an individual and like I am what I'm going to be doing. So with Neptune moving in, it says like we feel, this is what we feel, what we want. It's more like I act. Okay. So it is going to be the end of like passive ideology, like passive aggressiveness will probably be sort of less of that. So it could be less tolerant of vague concepts. So people will actually be doing things more than just saying and speaking, and sort of airy fairiness sort of out the window. Um, so it'll also be a stronger identity and spirituality as well. It'd be a pushback against collective labels. So there is definitely going to be like cultural clashes could be coming up with this as well. There could be like like reaffirming, coming up with personal can't say the word sovereignty. So basically identity. Like if you're like I'm a proud Australian, so back into being proud of where you're coming from, basically. So even like I said, spirituality is going to be changing. The collapse of like a false moral authority is going to be changing. So the left ideas, the left agenda is probably going to be less, and then it's going to be more. I often say it's like common sense. That's all I can sort of say because that's where we're going to be going. Um, but they're in saying that it's not all roses. This transit is going to be causing some conflict. It is going to be causing some things that are around the world that's a bit craziness. You sort of can't believe what's going to happen. As previous transits with this has been like war, like in America, civil war. Plus, we've got other transits this year that's indicating the same kind of theme. But at least, where we are moving, we're moving into an era where, I know for me in the spiritual community, it really does my head in with people who are like, oh, if you just manifest, if you just put your vision out there, it's going to come back to you. Or, the spirit's going to, I hate the whole spirit will provide. I hate that because without actually doing stuff and putting in the effort, you don't just get things falling into your lap. It's all about whatever the planets are, and it's all about whatever's meant for you. So for me, I'm quite excited to move away from certain ideas that I feel like just don't align with me. Um, And also, it's like spiritual warrior, people coming out, speaking the truth and be able to speak up, also coming out as well. So I definitely feel there's going to be a big a big change. And coming up, I said I'll do more like a podcast, so in more detail of that transit, which I will be doing this week as well. So it's going to be exciting times ahead. What else I got coming up for this week? I just feel like when we get to the 27th, it's going to be people waking up from a dream. It's like a lot of us that are already awake, we're going to be like, for us, it's like, oh, we know what's going on. But for a lot of other people, I feel like it's like they're waking up from a spell. That they're going to wake up and think, what was I thinking? Or, oh my goodness, like, what was that? Like the whole, we'll probably see an end to the whole identity crisis with the whole, like the they, that they, like their pronouns, I feel like is going to be going out the window. So it might feel like for a lot of people that they are waking up from a delusion or some sort of spell or some sort of dream when we come to the 27th. That's what I'm getting from spirit. And it's trying not to, but you might feel a bit fogginess, like try not to forget things maybe coming up as well this week. I've got here at times feeling like there is no use, like fed up, could be coming up energies of this week too that I've got. Feels like the end, but something exciting is going to happen. So I feel like there's endings coming up, but something exciting is like about to happen. I got here like there's um new feelings coming up, like a sense of being stronger, and like a wake up call as well this week. I feel like it's going to be like that for a lot of people. Wake up call. So let's do the cards and see what the cards say for this week. Drawn to this card, these decks, yeah. So let's have a look. Let's see what we get for this week, and then I'll do my channel. All right, let's do some cards. Okay. Oh, fitting matrix. There's definitely going to be a reality shift from the collective, where it is. I just feel like I just keep on getting it all this week, where people are waking up from a delusion. It's about seeing the truth of things, lines being blurred here. Okay, let me just get all these cards out. Oh, interesting. Put this out. Have a look. Okay. All right. I say interesting. Oh, Robin Hood coming out here. And you think about the story of Robin Hood, it was like robbing the rich to give to the poor, but it was like unbelievable in terms of what happened. And then in the end, the king came back and things were put right. And so it is, and as I said, there's been some parts around the world where it has just been a craziness and the avoidance, even like the Bondi shooting, where I feel like the government's pushing an agenda, pushing laws through to suit their agenda, but it's not solving the problem. It, it is a similar. I just feel like there's a similarity complex. But I'm an Aquarian. I think things differently. Just saying. And then we got here Loki. So which is the god of mischief. Again, illusions. If you're a Marvel fan like I am, there's an illusion here. So it is going to be this week waking up from an illusion to what the reality is. I feel like common sense is going to prevail. And it could be like you look in the mirror to some people and it's like, what have they done? If you've made a lot of changes to yourself, it could be like what, and you wake up and you're not liking these changes to yourself that you have made, being under a spell, or again, like the illusion. I also feel like there could be some sort of alien. We might see something in the news or something may come up, sort of alien activity. That card came out and I was just like straight away just thought of aliens. So that could be coming up this for this week as well. We may hear that also could become some new discoveries, or maybe this is a discovery for you. I just feel like we've got big wake up calls and big things are coming up this week. It is going to be, for some people, I feel like it could be like life shattering, could be in what's coming up. There could be a sense here of receiving certain sign to say, like, yes, you're moving forward. It could be like putting things to rest as well. And it could be like you're getting to the bottom of a mystery, like you're solving something that's bothered you that hasn't sat with you or felt right, and you're going to see how you can what you can do, and it's like solving a mystery or solving a puzzle here. But coming into your authentic, coming into where you want to go. Um, and it could be that someone's a little bit robotic or rigid around you this week too. But again, it is seeing through that. I just feel like it's going to be an interesting week. It's going to be. I just keep hearing wake up call, wake up call, and some people might not be able to handle it. Others, I feel like, are going to embrace it. So it is going to be quite an interesting, quite interesting as well. I mean, we've finished those squares to Chiron, thank goodness. By the end of the week, we've still got a square from Jupiter to Chiron, but at least it's only one planet squaring Chiron. Not like we had like one, two, three, four, five. I had six planets squaring Chiron this week, and it was just awful. So at least that's going to be okay. Um, so we are definitely moving into a new direction that will be changed this week. Good for the good. I kind of feel like it's going to be good. We can't stop change. Things need to evolve, and this year, there might be things that happen that make you feel uncomfortable, but there's been warnings of these events coming up. But I think that not only we embrace them, embrace some of them, but others, we've just got to sit back and see what happens as well. Okay, let's do a channel for this week, and we'll go from there. Let's have a look. This is going to be quite a powerful explosion for this week, for you're all going to be rising up, and you're all going to see things through your own lens, your own eyes. For there are people who have just been digging their head in the sand and not wanting to be exposed or not wanting to see the reality of what reality is. They have this unconscious belief that they are right, that they have always been right, and that this is the way to go. They have evolved, when in fact it was never evolve. It was never evolution. It was just a dream. It was just a myth. It was just something that they got hypnotized by, and a spell. For these people will be shocked, and they not be able to face the truth and not be able to face what they have done to themselves or to the people around them or to even to their own children. But for the others who are woken up, who weren't under the spell, who could see things for how they really are, you guys will succeed. You guys are the brave ones. You guys are the ones moving forward. You are the ones that are going to lead the way. You will help the other people who have had their heads buried in the sand. You will let them know that it's been okay, for you'll all now be on one side. For the minority will be the minority, and the majority will definitely be the majority. For there is different, the scales are changing and turning, and things are coming up to be a really exciting time. For it is the age of fire, it is the age of new beginning, it's the age of newness and being at peace and at one, for now at least. For there are things ramping up around the world, and when they do, it will be damn shocking. But at the same time, these things had to happen, and you'll see they had to happen. For there are things in the mix that you just don't know about. In the political realm, there are things going on that you just don't see. For one person, you think he's crazy for taking Greenland, for taking what he wants, for being spite of others, but you don't know what's happening behind the scenes. You don't know the talks between China, between Russia, and other departments of war that's been coming up. You don't know what's been threatened. You don't know what's been looked at. You don't know all these things. You only know what's in coming in. You all have your own right, your own way of living, and your own way of doing things. And that is perfectly fine for you all. But now is the time to rise up, to pray, but also not to pray to your God, to pray to who you want to pray to, knowing what is right within you, knowing that things are going to be okay in your world, being prepared for what is coming, and also standing up. You're no longer afraid now to speak the truth. It is time for that to come forward. For the minority, as I say, will not be there much longer. The minority will not be the ones taking in charge and making the rules. They will be squashed. And you will see that. There are going to be celebrations. For yes, there are times coming this year which are going to seem scary, are going to seem like things are just not as it seems. But also, these things had to happen. Otherwise, the world will just be a much more crazy place and nothing could get done. We bid you fair day and goodwill. And we wish you all the best, for this year ahead is going to be rough, but also exciting times ahead. Do not be fearful, but embrace the change, embrace what is coming. To those who are going to find it hard, to those who are going to find up waking up and feeling like the world has not what it's been, who are feeling like this despair and not wanting to face the reality, it is okay. Embrace these people too, for they need help along the way. Oh my goodness, that was a big channel. Oh, that, yeah. Okay. Thank you for that. Um, my mind's just gone blank. So this week coming up, um, okay, I'm available. We've got a long weekend, so happy Australia Day. Next week, the, um, I've got a show, Flamingos Live, on dinner show next week. Um, and sorry, my mind's just blank. I know what I've got on. I can't vocalize it. Sorry. I have a dinner show at Flamingos Live happening on Friday night. So it's a three-course dinner, and we're roaming around, four of us giving out readings. So I have that there. Then I've got the stage show in Young. If you haven't got tickets, you cannot come to the show. We're not selling tickets at the door. So if you want to go to that, you need to purchase your tickets online. That's on the Saturday. On the Sunday, we have a workshop, 1 day workshop with the 4 pillars of light. So we've got the four of us there. There's only a few spots left. So we have over 20 people already registered for this event. So um, if you want to come, book in for that. We've only got, as I said, a few spots left. We've got over 20 already for that one. Then New Zealand. So I will be on the 12th of February going to New Zealand. On the 14th, February the 14th, there will be a fair at, I can't even remember the name now. My mind's just Ashburton on the 14th. Then the 15th, I will be at the Spiritual Church in Christchurch. We're doing a workshop with Katrina. So that is $120 New Zealand. And then on the Monday, we're doing private readings there as well. So if you want to book into any of that stuff, please contact me and I will book you in. Also on the 7th, Saturday, I think 7th of February, I'm Psychic Saturday at Parramatta Old Government House. We'll be there as well. And then MBS happening in March, which is great. Okay, so hopefully MBS happening in March. Hopefully that'll go in. Just heard the microphone go off. Anyways, thank you for your like, shares. Thank you for your like, shares, and your comments. And I will see you for my next video. So bye for now.